Okay. The channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
Yay! I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jason Banks as Axel.
The rough shopping trip last week.
Newly enrivaled.
Newly enrivaled.
That's a word. I've declared it so. And I'm the DM, so. Lee Burdett as Flounce.
Shopping, you say? That's an interesting definition of the word shopping.
You know, Axel looking ever so briefly at his new prize, but what did it cost? David Archambault as Dianok.
Axel, you're going to have some explaining to do at some point.
There's some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it nearly cost us our house. That's what it cost.
Returning to the fold, Paul Weimer as Xenophon.
With drama and a new rival for the Order of the Golden Prawn, Xenophon returns from tour to find some party order with the Dawn.
Ooh. And last but not least, Nobilis as Canthan.
Axel!
Axel! So, when last we left the Order of the Golden Prawn, they were hanging out at their place on the Radiant Citadel, doing some downtime. But people bought some new items. They got other things repaired. They did some research. But also, Axel, as has been hinted at, made a new friend, sort of. /S. So the Warforged known as Thursday of your previous acquaintance, previously found trying to do a demon summoning in the park, turned out to be a competitor for a specific magic item that your patron told you to obtain. And they made an arrangement with you that they would help you if the two of you worked together to steal it from its current owner, that so long as they could have it first for 24 hours, they would then give it to you and you could keep it. And that was the arrangement that you made. However, it's possible that they might have always been planning to betray you, but you didn't give them the chance. You betrayed them first. Managed to escape with the item. However, they then did break into your room late at night, magically reduce your consciousness to but a mote, and then face off with the rest of your friends who were home, use you essentially as a hostage, and then escape with the item in question, promising that they intended to carry out their original argument, meaning in 24 hours, you can have it back. And then they left. And it was only clear afterwards that they had taken some preparation steps, leading to the idea that it would have been pretty easy for them to burn your house down, or at least try. And in the meantime, your friends had some concerns with how that whole incident had played out. But I think we're going to pick up the next morning with Xenophon returning home to the Lodge of the Golden Prawn. Now, what were you up to for the past week, Xenophon?
Xenophon has been on a world tour, actually world's tour, doing his spoken word poetry in a couple of different realms. He was invited by one of his groupies, as it were, suggested, like, you might want to take your act out of the Citadel and into some of these other worlds, and you could practice and learn and grow and get some new material and bring your stuff to a wider audience, because we established in an earlier downtime that Xenophon's kind of got a cadre of people who follow him now. So Xenophon told the order that's what he was going to do with the week off, and that's where he was. He was not on the Radiant Citadel at all for any of what happened last week.
So
You're probably glad you weren't.
let's go ahead and do the downtime mechanic for that. You are making a performance check.
Yep, let's do that. That's only a 19.
Well, a 19 is still pretty good. So with a 19, you have earned a comfortable lifestyle for the week. And let's see. So you have basically paid for your own tour.
Yeah,
Is what you did.
That's fine.
So it wasn't like a profitable endeavor financially speaking, but I'm sure you had a good time.
It was my first time on tour. I'll learn better for next time.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a d10 though to see if you have any complications.
Oh yeah.
Can't be any worse than that. Excellent.
Technically, Exel's whole thing wasn't even the result of complication.
No.
No, this is that by action. I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, so that means
Uh-oh.
you do get a complication.
I do.
Go ahead and roll a
Whoops.
d6.
Oh boy. A 5.
Okay. I'm trying to think how to interpret this. I think. Let's see. So I'll enlist you all perhaps. So the result on the table is that a crime ring targets your business for extortion. What do we think that might mean in this context? Because the business in question is some club that you're performing at out in the world, or
Perhaps it's something like smuggling.
Or-
He's going from world to world and bring
oh yeah. So
Maybe.
what if maybe what happens is that you get approached by some toughs that say, so you're going to do us a favor. When you go back to the Radiant Citadel, you're going to bring some of this stuff with you. And because you're a shield bearer, they're not going to look too close. So you're going to take some of this stuff with you and hand it off to our friend when you arrive.
How tough do these people actually look? I know I am not exactly the fighter of the party, but like how deep am I in this at the moment?
I think that you've got 3 guys that are armed and look reasonably physically strong, but it's hard to know that if they have any sort of like magical defenses.
Okay. Xenophon is not the fighter of the party. Xenophon knows when to not get into mix up, at least sometimes. So Xenophon's going to elude them by dimensioning Dora out of the area,
All
500
right.
feet away, and then we'll cast invisibility on top, greater invisibility on top of that, and try to defuse the encounter by not getting anywhere near these guys.
Okay. I think that is effective at getting away from them in this present circumstance.
Yeah.
With the minor complication of you didn't do what they said, so now they're mad. So
Now
we'll
they're
see.
mad and may come back after me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you know who they are. You could go to the authorities. You're now a liability.
If Woody had gone straight to the police, this never would have happened.
So I think that you return to, the Radiant Citadel on the morning Concord gem, and make your way back to the lodge, probably excited to tell everyone about your run in with no good Nicks.
And my tour,
I
yeah.
have to say I'm impressed. The Concords in this world move a lot faster than the Concords in ours.
I mean, the Concorde in ours is kind of known for being fast. It's certainly, like because the Concorde gem technically it's not clear that it's traveling a great physical distance.
Yeah, how do you measure the distance a
In a
Concorde
race
can
from the
travel?
material plane to the astral plane, I think that our Concorde would lose.
True. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Technically,
Actually-
ethereal plane, not astral, but yes.
Yes.
Actually,
yes.
the ethereal plane, like it could be inches away from the material plane because it's all around. It's all
It's
through.
entirely overlapping and then some.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But anyway,
So
But
I think perhaps Xenophon, as you would be arriving back at the lodge, let's say 10 a.m. or something, because you took a
Yep.
morning transport. What does he find when he arrives? Everyone,
Yeah.
we'll say this is the next morning.
I think Flounce is hauling oily wooden like
Debris.
debris away from the house.
Yeah, Excel would be helping.
There's a big.
Yeah,
Canthan has painted a big sign on it and just kind of plunked it out in the middle of the street. It says "Free Firewood."
Yeah,
And DNR
Extra
knows how to do
flammable.
it.
Very
extremely
flammable.
flammable. Use with caution.
and the anarchist glancing up at the in the direction where the keening gloom would sometimes be seen, and saying, I could just go ahead and burn that for you. I don't
Why
know
are
if
we
it'd be
building
good
a?
for- as
Why are you
firewood.
building a fire? What is
We-
going on,
We almost
Axel, you tell him
Ask Exel.
your story.
Axel? What is going on?
I had to do a thing. It went very badly. So badly, in fact, that I was incapacitated and had to be saved by all of our friends here. And we have a very powerful person who does not like me, specifically me. The remember when I came across a certain person trying to summon a demon in the park, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was them.
And now you've made them angry enough to have them to try to do some urban renewal on our home.
Urban renewal in the way of trying to burn the place down.
Yes.
Yes, I get the implication of a lot of I'm guessing that's not water. I'm guessing that's oil mixed in. Yeah, and here I thought my little encounter with a bunch of smugglers was the most exciting thing that happened in the last week, and apparently not.
So wait, smugglers?
Yes, when I was getting on the transport, this group of toughs wanted me to smuggle something into the Radiant Citadel. I demurred.
They knew you were a shield bearer, correct?
They did.
And that didn't.
I'm gonna have to make a report. Yeah, I think that was kind of the point. They figure a shield bearer could smuggle stuff and people wouldn't notice.
Do
They
you
would
know
look at
who
me.
you would be delivering it to?
I didn't get that far. I hightailed it out of there. I am not one of you martial types. You all can hit things a lot harder than I can.
Not when your consciousness is stripped bare.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound good.
we had to drag him to the House of Convalescence to get it fixed.
That is serious. That is very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was something called Feeble Mind, as a very high level spell.
Feeble
Yeah.
mind.
Like almost almost the highest level possible. If I'm judging its strength right.
For fun, I'm gonna roll Arcana to see if I know this spell.
Okay.
I got a 30.
Oh,
No.
well, yeah. I mean, I think
God.
yeah, you were familiar that as you've been told, Feeble Mind is certainly it's a devastating spell, especially for anyone whose primary attack pattern is magical, because it completely strips anyone of magical abilities, the use of them, and also it just makes they can't communicate, they can't. Really conceive of plans. They're reduced in many ways to almost like a wild animal who maybe they know who's their friends and who's their enemy, but that's about it. And so it's not only that sort of devastating in its effect, but also it doesn't wear off. After it lasts a full 30 days before someone even gets a chance to repeat the saving throw, and even then it could last longer if they don't make it, and it requires spells of greater restoration or higher in order to remove. Thankfully, the looks like we're having some video issue with
What?
David.
Oh,
Some
okay,
glitching there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna turn off my camera and then
All right.
try and bring it back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Seems to have repaired it for
There
now.
you go.
But yes, so thankfully, as you may recall, here at the Radiant Citadel, the House of Convalescence is able to draw upon the Auroral Diamond for what would ordinarily be very expensive material components to a greater restoration spell or better.
Wow.
So he was able to be restored, but kind of only because that was such a convenient resource.
I have a feeling that there was something even worse that the that being could do.
If they can cast Feeble Mind, they can do much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well,
Welcome
I-
back.
yeah. Welcome back. Tour went fine. I got to eat some good food. I didn't make a lot of money. I paid for my lodgings and whatnot, but it was a good experience.
Well, at least you get your name out.
I get my name out. That is true. I didn't imagine I would be going on tours with my epic poetry when I came into the Radiant Citadel, but here we are.
Well, you have garnered a small following, and this tour could make that following bigger.
I could definitely get more fans that way.
Did you want to buy anything? Because everyone else kind of used some of your new gain, your financial gains, spoils of the last mission, and so on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much we actually each had.
We had a figure last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must have missed it, but I must have looked away from the computer. I didn't hear the actual number.
I think it was it's like right around like 976 or something like that.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. We
976. Yeah, that's okay. What Xenophon will do he will put I know he owes the armorer. So how much does he owe the armorer still? Is the question.
Let's see. I feel like I wrote that down at some point. Let's see.
I'm sure I did. Okay, so he needs 4,000 total. So he will put 900 of the 976 into there. So he'll just have 76 left.
Okay. What was that? You because you arranged to get like to IOU the armor. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now he's paid 2,400 of 4,000.
Not bad. You're making.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good.
Yep.
That
So
should make him a bit happier.
yep. That'll make the armorer happier. That I'm making payments in good time, and
You're showing yourself to be good for the
Good for the loan. Yeah.
Yeah. And just think, once you get it all paid for, you can take the emblem that's advertising his business off the back of it.
Yes, I can. I can. I'm looking forward to that day. Well, it is true. But in the meantime, I'm a walking billboard. That's fine.
So, the question then becomes, now that you all as a group know that in principle, approximately midnight tonight is in theory, if Thursday is planning to actually return this item, that's when they would be doing it. But you don't know where they are or what they're up to in the meantime.
Yeah. One of the reasons why DNRC is keeping an eye on where the Killing Gloom is because they think that if something is going to happen, like demon summoning type thing, the Killing Gloom might make an appearance.
Could be.
Yeah. But...
All right. So, anyone else taking any other action?
I'm going to make a report to the shield bearers of what happened to me.
Okay, but only your thing, not
My
the rest
my
of it.
thing. I don't have the. Yeah, I have no standing to report Axel. What happened with Axel? I
Okay.
wasn't here. I only have it secondhand.
All right. So I think while you're making that report, does anyone else go with Xenophon for that?
DNRC would.
Okay. So I think while you are there making that report, you're speaking to the clerks who take these sorts of reports, and they say, while you're here, did you hear anything about this house in the trade disco that burned last night?
I was off the Radiant Citadel for the last week. So no, what happened?
Quick, brief.
I don't. Yeah, did they actually?
I was going to say. Well, so what I was going to say is, when the others told you about what was going on, did they tell you that level of detail? Maybe not.
Yeah. How much detail did you tell me?
It depends on how much
DNRC would have
detail
said
we
that they
need.
saw. Yeah, they think there was a fire involved somewhere. All right, but I decided to not check it out because that sounded like trouble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I don't have enough information. Yeah.
Okay. So the point is, you're not making a deception check to disguise that you do actually know, because they didn't tell you that part. However, Dianok knows. So what? How do you respond? Because Xenophon has just answered the question, but then the clerk looks over to you.
I thought I saw something burning in that direction, but honestly I didn't approach.
Okay. I'm going to have you make a deception check with advantage, because technically what you said is true, but it's obviously a lie of omission, right?
Yeah, that's gonna...
I don't have any.
'cause-
I don't think I have any.
15.
15?
Yes.
Okay.
2 natural 16s.
All right. Well, I think that they don't have any reason to disbelieve you at this time, so I think they just say, "Oh well, okay. So if you hear anything, please do let us know. We're investigating this. The house was almost entirely destroyed before we were able to get the fire out, and the owner of the house seems to be missing, and the household staff claims to have not seen anything either, and so we're treating the whole thing rather as suspicious. Perhaps not an accident. Perhaps the owner missing is foul play. So do keep your eyes and ears open if you hear anything about it."
Yes, we will.
All right. So, anyone else doing anything?
All right. DNRC will share that conversation with the rest when they get back.
Okay.
Because, don't want to actually, don't want to assume anything, but you know,
Mhm.
don't know who was on what part.
And yeah, I will appreciate that if we all have the same, we all have the right level of knowledge that none of us caught flat-footed. Although deception is not my greatest skill.
Mhm.
Oh, I
I
can guarantee yours is better than mine. 'Cause two natural 16s
yeah.
got me at 15.
Actually, my deception is +8. Actually, it's not bad because it's charisma based,
Yeah.
but it's not trained. I mean, but anything physical,
Anyway.
however, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think Xenophon will want the more details now of what happened exactly. So yeah, then you can tell him about the fire and yeah. So now he'll be deceiving, but the ignorance game only plays so
Right.
long anyway.
So we don't necessarily have to do everybody's, hour by hour, actions here. But I guess the big piece of what I'm trying to determine is whether or not any of you are planning to do anything to track Thursday down before this scheduled appointment would come.
Not exactly my strong suit.
No.
DNR isn't, but it's gonna uh that night gonna keep do you know alarm across the most
Yeah,
obvious
not like
access
good it did
to the
last
house.
time.
Yeah,
Okay,
Exo.
so let me get this straight, guys. There's a powerful mage who was trying to summon a demon recently, has last night got access to a new resource and is promised to give it back to tomorrow, and you're not gonna do anything about it. You're gonna
I
hole up
wouldn't know where to
here
start.
and hope everything turns out okay. You're not even gonna tell the shield bearers.
For part about telling show bearers, DNR's gonna go turn to Axel. Like,
Well,
are you going to tell them?
Exo would have at least informed them that he had another run-in with the Warforged, but not necessarily the details of what
You tell
caused
them
that
anything, they're
meeting.
gonna want to know the whole story.
Yeah.
Or for that matter, if all you tell them is, "Oh, I saw that guy again," they're going to say, "All right, anything useful? No? Okay then."
Yeah, it's kind of the horns of a dilemma.
Right.
Either you can admit to the criminal activity that you've been up to in the effort of coming back, getting some support to stop this guy, or we could go out together to try to stop whatever nefarious plan, because the plan's nefarious. It's
Yeah, he I don't think he's summoning bunnies
he's
and
not
puppies.
he's not acting in the best interest of the community. I think we can all agree with that.
Well,
Or we can
also, Axel,
compound the
you
problem by sitting
certainly
at home.
know internally that your patron basically told you, "I told you to go get a thing," and then someone
Yeah.
took it away from you. It's a little bit of a test.
Yeah, and so Exo's like, now that Xenophon's here, if you all would like, I am not against seeking him out and trying to stop what's going to happen.
Well, if we're going as a group, then I wouldn't mind.
What do you know about him and his haunts that we can use to start tracking him down?
Not much. I've only encountered him in rather sequestered places. The area of the park where I was meditating, in the library, researching, and then in my observations last night.
Hmm. All right. Do we have what? How can we find him? Is the real question. I mean, stopping him, I am completely in agreement with. The question is, how do we find him to keep him from doing his nefarious business?
Well, we know that he tried a summoning ritual in the park previously.
Right.
That would be first place to start. If he tried it there, then he might be able to try it on a larger scale there.
Scope out the park. Any other ideas? I look at everybody else. And before you saw him in the park demon summoning, you never saw this Warforged before, correct?
No.
That was the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, given his magical level, he runs in slightly higher circles than us, I would say too. You don't have his name, do you?
Thursday.
Thursday. Somehow everything you told me, you didn't give me his name. Thursday. That's an interesting name. It's a day of the week in some places. Thursday.
Hmm.
Of course, if we do research, that will tip off that we're looking for him.
Perhaps if we go out to the area where the summoning was attempted before, there might be some traces that we could follow, traces of magic.
Or some physical clues.
Or some physical clues. I think we should go to the park. But
I agree.
as a first step.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have a concern.
Yes.
You said that the shield bearer said that the guy who owns the house is missing? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exel, did you guys do anything to the guy who owned the house that you were trying to rob?
Never saw him.
Okay, so that is either a pre-existing condition or a subsequent condition, so we might be needing to prepare for ourselves for a rescue, maybe? Hopefully this guy is still alive.
You're thinking maybe our friend the Warforge has
our
has
frenemy,
captured him.
yeah, our frenemy may be
Looking for a sacrifice.
I'm not so sure
Yeah.
frenemy is the right word at this point for that. I think enemy. I think we take away.
I feel like rival is the best term at this point.
Yeah.
Well, technically, he bested you, so he could be nemesis.
Nemesis could work too.
We'll see. But anyway, yeah, I think if we're going to go out to look for them, then we probably also need to be keeping an eye out for missing homeowner guy.
Of course, if we go poking too much near the fire, then they'll wonder why we're doing it. Although it occurs to me that I am the most untarnished by the fire incident because I was not here, and there's plenty of witnesses to say I was not here. So, I mean, the shield bearers asked if I could look out for things, so maybe I should look out for things and go take a look at the records. Not that it's entirely my specialty, but
If you do, don't go alone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's just all go out. Let's just all go out.
Yeah, we'll all
Well,
go.
yeah. We're accumulating rivals and enemies and nemesis. Yeah, going solo is a good way for us to get nabbed. We want to play rescue the bunny or the bard. Or
Well, I
else.
think it could be worse. Instead of the mob, it could have been an agent who wanted to market you for profit.
Oh yeah, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna go look at the fire, or
Yeah, we'll go.
We'll look at the fire and then we'll go to the park. I think
Okay.
is a plan of action.
So the fire meaning the house that burned down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the show bearers told me about this fire that I didn't know anything about. And they asked me if I knew anything to tell them, so I'm going to go take a look.
Sure.
It's perfectly innocent from my point of view.
Yeah. So I think that when you make your way back to that house, the whole area is kind of marked off, like it's cordoned off, and it's clear that the fire is out, but a significant area of the exterior was burned. It looks like they say, about 2/3 of the house is still standing, but significantly damaged. Um, but because it was a rather significant magical spell, not just like an ordinary flame that caught on the curtains or something. It was a wall of fire in the front yard for an extended period. Um, but so right now, it does look like there are some people who are, doing some like formal, checking of the burned area, but there's not like a flurry of activity. Mostly it's cordoned off and the fire seems to be out.
Okay.
DNR is gonna um, basically pause, like while they start asking questions, and just do a ritual cast of detect magic,
Mm-hmm.
and then once that's done, start scanning the area they can get to.
Okay. I mean, the house is big enough that if you're staying outside the area that's blocked off, you're really only going to get like the very outside of the house.
Well, I mean, if they would let DNR in through the cordon, that
Well, I mean, but that's would be something you would need to negotiate.
okay.
Because right now it's clear that it's barricaded. They're not, people are not supposed to go through, but you are shield bearers.
Yeah, shield bearers.
So, yeah.
I mean,
After-
do you just cross it over without talking to anybody,
Well,
or what
after
how
I-
do you approach it?
Well,
After
well,
s-
did he not allow me? Let us go to the cordon and find someone of authority that will let us through to help with the investigation.
Yeah,
Let me
So
do the
while-
talking.
while he's talking, I'm doing the casting.
Yep. So I'll try to flag somebody down and say, I am Xenophon. This is Dianok. We have the shield bearers. While I was making a different report, we were told about this fire, and we thought we might be able to help investigate, especially given the seriousness of the situation. May we be permitted to cross?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
31.
Well, yes. I mean, we're very glad to have the shield bearers assist with the investigation. Obviously, you and your group have become, rapidly rising in reputation here at the shield bearers. We would be glad to have whatever assistance you can provide.
Thank you. I didn't catch your name. Sorry,
Credenzel.
Denzel.
Credenzel.
Thank you.
Credenzel.
Credenzel. Thank you.
Credenzel.
Thank you, Credenzel. I'm Xenophon. This is Dianok.
Oh, I
Thank
know.
you so
I have
much.
all your trading cards.
Trading.
Beat. I have a trading
boy.
card in my mind. Beat.
Well, I mean, it's really more just like it's a whole thing where, whenever they do like a roll call, and then they have like their map to where the different groups are assigned. Like they make these little cards with people's names on them, but then they get rid of them in between and regenerate them. So some of us have been collecting like the old ones.
Interesting.
No idea.
That's
Interesting.
awesome.
I'm flattered.
Do you
I
want
didn't
to
know-
sign this one for me?
I would be delighted to sign it for you. Oh my God, I have a fan and it's not for my music. Oh my project. This is amazing. Yeah, I will go in the precise Githzerai sort of script and sign my name for him.
Nice.
Excel's like, I didn't know we, as the Order of the Golden Prawn, had started to garner this level of attention. I didn't know the citizens of the Radiant Citadel were that aware of the things.
Well, so the person you're talking to also works for the shield
Oh, okay.
bearers.
Yeah.
They're just
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I
not
put
as
the-
impressive a
Even if it-
position, but they are doing the investigation of the fire, right? So, but you all have got a reputation as being relatively recent additions to the Shield Bearers, and yet chalking up some impressive missions.
So
So in any case, you are certainly allowed to go in and perform some additional investigation.
Yeah.
So I think what you is this everybody going in as a group?
Yeah.
yeah, Tianakis.
Cool.
I mean, that's fine. You're certainly. I mean,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I think
Tianakis
Flounce,
definitely going in with detect magic.
Mhm.
I think Flounce would probably use her nifty new spider climb sandals,
Yeah.
slippers, and climb up on a nearby house to get more of an aerial view.
Okay.
Just because
So the
this is
thing.
new, this is awesome.
Sure. So the thing that so I think Dianok, other than maybe just a very faded sense of like magical residue of places where magic had been cast recently, which is not something that the spell actually officially does. So I think it's just like traces that aren't necessarily
Yeah.
terribly useful. You're not really seeing much in the way of magic, really. I think what you all as a group can know, especially to the extent that Axel is sharing the details of your own infiltration and where things went down, is that unfortunately the study where the thing was actually stored is one of the building, because you left through that window and it was right there where the fire was set at the base, that like that part of the house is destroyed. So there's not going to be much to find as far as that goes. And so you think to some extent it might make sense that most of that person's own hidden items and documents might have been there and now destroyed by the fire. But I think you do, you do get the sense that this fire was not like, it wasn't more than it appears, in the sense that that he cast the wall of fire while he was chasing you, and it seems that it was just that caught the house on fire and it burned normally otherwise. There's no evidence of any additional influence.
Yeah, so I just see fading traces of a powerful evocation spell
Mm-hmm.
in that spot, but nothing else that's major.
Right, right. And so that's in the area of the burnt part of the house.
Okay.
Where was the owner of the house located?
Well, so you don't actually know if he was home or not, right? You had scoped it out a little bit, but a lot of your intelligence, the casing of the joint, so to speak, came from Thursday, who basically claims to have already been prepared, and that's why they could be so helpful to you and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what I think you get from the other, so I think none of the household staff are currently here. They've all been taken to quarters elsewhere, because until the house is cleared, it's safe to occupy again. But apparently, what they say is that they were all asleep. They didn't know anything was happening until they heard shouts of fire and smelled smoke, and then escaped. They say, though, that the master of the house was home, but when they went to make sure he was aware of the fire, he was not in his bedroom, and they don't know where he went.
Is the bedroom part of the burned house?
No, it was. I mean, it's not far, but it wasn't where the fire destroyed the house.
Okay. Could take a look in there for traces?
All right. So you do see that in there's clearly a drawer, that like a hidden drawer that's built into the carved wooden headboard of his bed, that has residue in it that suggests that there was something magical stored there, but is not there now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Something was in here. I don't see sign of a.
Yeah. So anyone
Like,
who likes to can also do like an investigation check. You know that
Yeah, I'll do a
the
regular
detect magic
investigation.
is just what does that tell you?
Yeah, I'll do a regular investigation check, see what happens.
All right.
I will
Yeah,
as well.
Are
A
you doing
30.
separate? Well, okay, there you go. 30.
Wow.
I got
Yeah.
7. Okay.
Xenophon getting all the good rolls out
Okay,
early.
yeah, now I'm gonna roll ones
We'll,
later.
we'll see. Yeah. So I think that with a 30, it is clear to you that an ordinary investigation would miss the subtle signs here. But you take a look at like the state of the bed covers and everything, um, and what looks like it could have just been messed up covers. You do spot among like among the bedclothes that there are some signs of like slight burn marks in various lines that like don't really look like anything. They're kind of strangely distributed. But then you realize if you straighten the bedclothes back out instead of leaving them sort of all tousled up, now they seem to have sort of like sigils around them.
Dianok, why don't you take a look at Dianok Axel, why don't you take a look at this?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna take a look at the sigils.
Um, so I think what though I think with the the lingering 30 and the detect magic up, I think without necessarily, I think your conclusion is that there was some sort of a magical like teleportation type effect that took place here, and that you suspect the reason that it's placed like it is on the covers and so on, is that he was literally teleported right out of bed, which in theory is something that like it's not obvious why someone wouldn't even get up out of bed before teleporting themselves, right? But if, for example, it was done to someone while they were asleep, that might produce this
Yeah.
effect.
So not a contingency, but an unwilling teleportation.
That I think you think seems to be
Because I was having those
most
in my
likely.
mind. Yes, like
Right.
a
Because
contingency on
it's
him or active
right.
against him.
Just based on the placement of everything, it seems like this teleportation happened while they were literally lying down under their bed covers in bed, which I mean, you can't necessarily rule out that it might have been something they initiated themselves, but that does seem a little strange. If someone was
Yeah.
going to teleport themselves, would they literally do it from bed without even getting out from under the covers? That seems a little weird.
I could see if it was like I could see someone could set up a contingency where if they were someone's standing over and they got stabbed, trigger the spell and go. But you know you would expect that to have more science than just these.
Yeah, we would see the stabby stab.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that what I'll also give you is that assuming that you do actually like open that little drawer that had like
Oh,
the
yeah.
magic sort of residue in it, you find some letters in there, and it appears that there has been some correspondence where he's been getting threats, and it is once again with that 30, I think it looks to you like he's been warned that it is too late to back out of what he promised. and that it's going to happen whether he likes it or not.
Hmm.
And there's, no signature.
Of course, there's not.
Mhm.
But I believe it's a day after Wednesday.
There is, however, a smear of Warforged oil.
Yeah.
Mm,
Wow. Something is going to happen whether he wants it or not.
I can see a
Gosh,
potential.
I just still keep coming back to that 30. Like 30 is supposed to be like
Yeah, I rolled a
Oh,
19 and a
nearly
plus 11.
impossible.
It's like,
I think
I rolled crazy early this game.
I think that on top of all of that, you detect on some of those pages that there's a kind of a like a floral smell, like they were exposed to some area with a lot of plants and flowers and stuff.
Hmm.
Was there an area like that in the park where I had been meditating?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I think we're going to make a visit to the park. In the interest of full disclosure, we should tell the shield bearers that we found that the individual was apparently teleported out. I am disquieted by
You're
the
going to want
notion.
to know the results of our investigation.
Yes,
Right,
I'm
right,
disquieted
right.
with any idea of
Yeah.
withholding it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think when you're telling like the other people there, like all that you discovered,
Yep.
they're just literally looking at you like Scotland Yard looks at Sherlock Holmes. How did you do that?
Just
uh,
Axel's just like, just make sure to write it down and go tell your superiors.
Yeah.
Yes.
As they
I-
just keep staring at Xenophon.
for the teleportation for the sigils, is there any signs of where, or is that just something that would be obfuscated?
It's there's no indication of that.
Okay. Fear had to ask.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you have clues to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all an as we go in mystery.
Yeah.
So I think you have you gained with a 30 the clues required to tell you that he's probably at the park.
To the park.
Yeah.
All right, so you head there, and you're starting, I assume, by looking for the spot that you originally saw him. Axel is
Yes.
okay. I would like everyone to make a stealth check,
Oh boy.
assuming that you are attempting to approach stealthily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just charge on in if you wanted.
No charge.
Oh,
Okay.
speaking of good rolls, 25.
Okay.
Speaking of bad rolls, 10.
I got you beat. Natural 1.
Oh dear Lord! I have a 17.
Okay.
Ah,
So I'm not rolling out of my mind.
And an 11
anymore.
for me.
Oh boy, we are clanky.
Yeah, well, I'm
stealth is not our
especially just
strength.
thinking Axel, with that natural 1, like, not only are you not, like, this isn't about you being especially noisy. This is, as you get there, you're suddenly getting Luke in the shuttle on the way to Endor saying, oh God, he's going to sense me. I can sense him. He's going to know I'm here. I shouldn't have come. Because you're just realizing as you get close, like, you can tell. Not only is he there, but you're pretty sure he can tell that you are.
Oh boy.
All right, so I'm going to make us a little map.
Dun.
Yeah. The completely optional downtime bit.
It's turned
That
into
is
a
taken
whole
over.
side quest.
Hey,
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
This
the
is-
system is built so that this occasionally happens.
yeah.
Yes.
This is a feature, not a bug.
All right, so let's let's get you all on a map here. Oh, let me put you all on here so you see it too. Okay. Please all make sure that you can move your tokens.
Yep.
I can.
Okay, and then let me put you all on the turn tracker. And I've actually accidentally added doubles of you because I do that. And then go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
Jump
just
to it.
Yeah, this.
let's see. I gotta.
Oh, it's not very good in this. Yeah, my rolling out of my mind has changed, has ended.
6 is the one it should be. That was my
Oh
first
boy.
roll.
Okay.
So I got higher dex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got +3.
All right. Okay, and then let's see, make a little shape here. I'm not able to. I can't make a shape and then give the shape a turn apparently. So I'll use this token for that, and then just token for just some guy. Here, Evan from my Tuesday campaign will be a stand-in for this guy here. Okay, so I think let me get everyone. See if that works. Oh, look, it did. Okay. And then and I will have all of this ready here in just a moment. And then let's just make this guy at initiative 0. So I guess what I will say is, for the moment, you're creeping through, you're almost at this place when Exel, you kind of get the mental tip off that, like, not only is he going to know you're coming, like that, but you're close, but he's going to know you're coming. So what does that inspire you to do?
I quietly tell them that I think that he knows we're here, and start looking to see if I can see where he would have seen us from, or if there's maybe
you think that it's not about he wouldn't have had to see you visually. He could sense you because he's got you just marked somehow magically.
Right. Oh boy. And so I say we should just hurry to where he is, because he knows we're already coming and he may speed up what he's doing.
Oh, well, then let's go.
All right. So, which one of you do you think first appears in the clearing?
I'm following Axel. It ain't me.
Yeah, I think
I'm the
Yeah.
bard. It's squishy.
Probably
I'm not it.
I'll be in front. That's fine.
Okay. So I think as soon as you enter the clearing, you see a couple of things. One, you see Thursday, who's going to be represented by this token right here, with the white background. You see that they are standing near some sort of like Like at first glance, it almost looks like a little fairy circle of like shrubbery growing in a strange ring shape, with what looks like maybe a puddle or something in the middle. But it's just like it looks out of place, and it doesn't look like natural. And you're not sure exactly what the deal with that is, but it looks very strange. And then sort of like he's tied up, but you see the guy that a guy you don't know, who is like tied up and laying on the ground, like next to that thing. And he seems to be, if not unconscious, then at least not responsive at the moment. But also, as soon as you are visible, you need to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, no.
All of us?
No,
Nope.
just Exel, because he's the first one to appear.
Come on, charisma. 17.
Okay, a 17 is a success. So you feel that suddenly, yeah, you see Thursday lash out at you with a prepared, readied action, and you feel magically somehow it's as though the very air around you, the pressure is increasing, and it's trying to like force you out somewhere. But you are able to shrug it off with the power of your own magic, and you have avoided being banished. And so now, with that readied action in place, Flounce, you are up first.
All right. I think uh I think probably what I want to do is I want to get up and get this guy and get him out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to dash
Okay.
the 60 feet. So let me see if I can remember how far that is. But I don't want to dash closer to him. I want to dash this way.
Okay.
So that's about where I'm going to end up. So about right there. I
Okay.
think is where I end up. And bonus action. I'm going to get big. I'm going to use big flounce.
All right. Is
Transformation
that the direction you want
sequence.
to expand in?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Big bunny.
Okay. So that is Flounce's turn. Let's see. Okay, that happens only. Okay. So as you land there and you're closer to this strange, like circular shrubbery, you can see even closer that at first what looked like some sort of green like plants or vines or something like that actually appears to be some kind of a strange like camouflage of some kind, because it actually consists of weird writhing tentacles with, instead of bright red berries, those are actually glowing red eyes.
Of course they are.
And so
Of course they are.
yeah, so it's going to, some of these tentacles are going to suddenly unwind and lash out at you, and yes, they can reach you where you are.
Yeah.
So the first attack is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
I went ahead and rolled all three. Yeah, and then a 21 and a 25 are the subsequent ones.
Yeah, those will all hit.
Yeah, so the first one does 13 acid damage. As the tentacle lashes out at you, it burns as it passes. Then 12 acid damage and 12. So that's a total of 37 acid
right.
damage.
Lord.
Thank goodness I leveled up last time before last.
Hmm.
And it's like And you see her just kind of hopping in place. Going, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah. And as it's doing that, as these tentacles are writhing around, you realize that what looked like it was maybe some sort of a puddle or something in the center actually looks like a hole to somewhere else.
Okay.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah. All right. That makes it Exel's turn.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a big wow.
Um. Ooh, wow. Okay, so yeah, bonus action dread form, and I will also cast mirror image.
Okay.
So, ooh, and I will move I will move 30. Alrighty. I will move up 30 feet.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Xenophon, you're next.
All right, so let's see. Why can't I move my guy?
Can you not?
I lost. Oh, because I think it was on something else. Okay, no, right. Okay, so I need to be within 60 feet to actually do anything.
I think
So-
you're within 60 feet already.
Am I?
Or maybe not. Never mind.
No, I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to move up a bit. I'm going to now the maybe I want to go after the tentacles instead. Are the tentacles actually a creature, or are they just like a?
It seems to be reacting as one.
All right, so I'll because that is dangerous. I'm gonna try a new trick, and I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the tentacles.
Okay.
So it gets a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Sacred flame. Wow.
It gets a 10.
It fails.
Okay.
So it takes It takes 8 radiant damage.
Okay. Let me see if it's it doesn't have any special vulnerability or resistance to radiant. And it takes yeah, so you see burning along its strange deceptively leaf-like flesh.
Good. And as a bonus action, I will inspire Canthan. We face a most dangerous foe. It's time to chop him. Something you well know. Oh, and by the way, my bardic inspirations are now D10s, folks.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Nice.
use them. And that is the bard.
Okay. So that means it is Thursday's turn next. And what is he gonna do? It's probably something cool.
Oh God.
He is. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think he is going to look at you, Exel, and just say, like, clearly not a rabbit of your word. You have betrayed a bargain not once but twice, and now you will burn for it. And I need you and Dianok to make a
Counter spell.
Oh, well, so actually, let's see. What he was about to do is not actually a spell. So counterspell won't work, but I won't make you lose the slot for it either.
Okay.
So this is not a one of those. So dexterity saving throw for Dianok and Exel.
Ooh, a 14.
Okay, 14 is going to fail.
21.
Okay. 21 certainly succeeds. So for Dianok, you're going to take 15 fire damage and 11 necrotic damage as this burst of hellfire appears right between you and Exel, to the point where you and Exel are both kind of enveloped in it. But Exel, having hopped just ducked away enough. You are only glancing hit by it, so you're going to take 7 fire damage and 5 necrotic damage.
All right, so I'm resistant, so that'd be 3.
Okay.
10 total.
And Deanok is, Deanok's arcane ward took most of that.
Okay. All right. So that is his turn for the moment. Dianok, it is now your turn.
Okay. So that thing with the tentacles doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
So Deanok is going to go ahead and cast Hold Monster on it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
That's
That's a wisdom
wisdom.
save. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wow, that's a low roll. It only got an 8.
Fail.
All right.
Now paralyzed.
Yes, you see it's writhing suddenly sort of freeze and it's just vibrating.
Bounce goes, thank you.
Yeah. Need to make sure you get that.
Oh, you know what? I do have to roll again because it does have magical resistance. Excuse
course.
me. So let me.
Darn it.
Oh, it rolled the exact same number again, so it still failed.
Woo.
Oh, okay, that's yeah. You might want to get him out of the way quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the plan.
Okay, Canthan, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to charge in at full speed. Can't quite get to within range, but I can get close. Pulling out my halberd, dashing in. Let me just check to see if I have any. Nope, that's it.
Okay. So it is now the bound guy's turn, and those of you who are close enough can now see that his eyes are open, and he does appear to be alive, but his eyes are kind of slightly like rolled back in his head a little bit, and he appears to just be like constantly muttering some sort of like like almost like speaking in tongues, but just like in a harsh whisper, like something is like he's under the influence of something. So he is unresponsive, but appears to be alive under the influence of something. So Flounce, it is your turn. However, as you are beginning your turn within 30 feet of this little portal thing, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay, so that is a failure.
Oh dear.
And
Oh,
so you hear this faint buzzing in your head that you feel like it's just like some sort of psychic interference, psychic static that's coming from this strange little portal thing. And the effect of that is that you have disadvantage on your next attack roll, saving throw, or ability check.
Okay.
Just the next one or all
Just
of
the
them?
next one.
Okay.
Okay. So my intent is to run up to this guy, pick him up, and then dash out of there.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that ability check would be
I mean, that's not even really an ability check, just to
Yeah.
grab him, especially with you big like you are. So I
Yeah.
think, honestly,
An action, wouldn't it be?
this portal, which is an Alakith, I'll just say that Alkalith, so I can say the name of it and call it what it is. But it ordinarily might try to stop you, but it is currently paralyzed thanks to
Yeah.
Dinax's help.
Like I said, thank
So-
you.
Yeah, so you are at the very least able to run up and grab this guy and then carry him away some distance,
Yeah, so I am 10 feet away from him. So starting from there, I can get at least 40 feet away.
Mhm.
And so that's my plan, is to just move him like
Yeah.
down here.
Gotcha. I
Alrighty.
will.
So pointing and
Yeah, go ahead and move to where you're taking him.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. He's still 30 feet. Let's move him down. Let's move down a little bit more. Yeah.
All right.
So that we're out of range of that thing.
Okay.
And I think bonus action, yell out, "Watch out for the portal thing!"
Uh-huh.
Okay. It is the portal thing's turn, the Alkalith turn, and so it is still paralyzed, but it can attempt to make the saving throw, repeat the saving throw, correct?
Yeah, I believe
At
so.
the end of its turn, yeah.
Okay. Wow, even worse. So yeah, it's it is still paralyzed.
Okay.
You hold
Good
that
call.
spell.
Yeah. Excel.
Okay. I'm assuming this critter is above the black puddle.
Now,
hole?
it appears to be the like it this apparent greenery that's growing in a little circle around a puddle. That appears to be the creature.
Oh,
It's like a living portal.
wow. Okay. Oh yeah. I am going to Eldritch Blast our wonderful caster friend
Okay.
because I would wager he has to concentrate on that thing. Or I hope so, anyway. There it is.
All right.
Is a 16?
A 16 just hits.
Oh, there we go. That is a 13.
Okay, so
Doesn't hit.
the 13 will miss.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so he needs a wisdom save and he takes 4 points of damage.
Okay. He got an 11 on the wisdom save.
He is afraid of me.
Oh.
Here is the mind killer.
Do you knock him backward?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he skids backwards across the grass of this clearing, and you see his face, warforged as it is not terribly expressive from an emotional standpoint, but his body language is suddenly less haughty.
There's that anime sliding across the ground.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chest
Absolutely.
with a soft whiff of smoke from his chest and his tattered robes. Yes. And I will actually hold the position I am in.
Okay. He does not appear like you don't see any effect at all on the portal.
Oh boy.
Xenophon.
Okay. How are you feeling, Flounce? Do you need me to shuttle over there?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Okay, so then Xenophon's going to actually move here because this guy's got area effect spells and
Yeah.
making a less tempting target to get most of us. And then he's going to reach into a tan bag and pull out something because I have a tan bag of tricks, and it's time to see what we get out of that.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you have the
Yes.
table for that, or do I need to look it up?
I got the table.
Okay, so tell me what you draw.
I draw a 5, which is what is it? What is an actual 5? I thought it was actually told me the actual thing, but it did not. That is a black bear.
A black bear,
Ooh,
hey?
Nice.
A black bear appears there.
Okay, it does not look like I have a special token for a black bear. If you are able to, please go ahead and look up your own stats for that. If not, I can do it if I need to. But I'm going to use this coyote token to be the bear.
Okay. Yeah, I got the stats for the bear. 19 hit points, armor class 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it roll its own initiative? Or does it go on your turn?
Monster crits at next round with zero hit points. Acts on your turn. My turn.
Okay. So, does that mean that it can go right away?
It doesn't. An action. It doesn't say. I can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it
I
takes on
think
its
it
next
makes
turn.
sense that it would. I mean,
Okay. So as my bonus action, I can say kill the wizard. And tell the
Okay.
bear to go kill the wizard.
And it turns on Dianok. Bar!
No, not that wizard.
By
so,
imagining points.
I think that so first of all, it's starting within 30 feet of the alkalith, so it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom is +1, so I'll just roll a d20. So it gets an 18.
An 18 is a success.
Okay.
So it is shrugging off any sort of mental static, and it's gonna, I would imagine, charge up to.
Yeah, and take a whack at
Thursday.
the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 120. Let's see. Attacks with it makes 2 attacks. One's with bite, one with its claws.
Mhm.
Okay. So the bite is a dirty 20.
That will hit.
The claws are 16.
Okay, so 16 does just hit. So go ahead and roll damage for both, but then also have it make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So it does 5 with the bite. 8 with the claws, and it's Constitution.
Can we see what the Constitution saving throw is manifesting from? or is it
I
invisible?
will I just let's go
The
ahead.
con save, however, is a 6.
Okay, so what happens is that as it bites and manages to, get its jaws around this thing, fire flares up around it, and it's going to take. Actually, it's not, it doesn't look like normal flames. It looks like some sort of like black energy, and it's going to take 23 necrotic damage.
And so it's dead.
Well,
I guess
so
technically
much
that happened on the first attack, so that it would. So the claw attack actually wouldn't have counted.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, it bites and suddenly immolated by energy that dissolves it into dust.
Well, so much for that plan. But that's the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
It
did a
is
little
now-
damage to him, and that's all I got.
Yeah, Thursday's turn. I think he looks at you, Dianok, and he's going to say, "Please release my portal." And he is going to begin casting a spell on you.
Now I'm going to counterspell.
Yeah? He
Yeah,
is.
that sounds good.
He's very annoyed.
Third level.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Oh, you know what? I just realized I have the wrong stats up. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, it's all fine. It's not changing much. I just have a different spell list than I was expecting. Okay. I was using the legacy version. Okay. So, it is a third level counter spell. It means you do have to make the check.
Okay. So that is a 14. Wait, it's intelligence.
I
You
believe,
plus
yeah,
intelligence?
it's your spell casting ability modifier. So for you, it's intelligence.
There was something. I'm gonna check another thing. Oh, so that is actually that's actually an 18.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can add my proficiency bonus.
Because
Ah,
he's a abjurer.
Abjuration.
Mhm.
very good. And
Clever.
that makes it just good enough,
Oh,
which means
God.
that his once per day feeble mind does not take effect on you.
Oh, thank the gods.
And
Oh.
I think he gets this nasty sneer, and then you counterspell it, and then he's just shucks.
I don't think that's what he said.
No, it is not repeatable for children.
Not appropriate for
Yeah.
church.
No, I think he says shucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Interpret
I
that
think-
how you will. Okay, so that didn't work out for him too well. Dianok, it's your turn.
Okay, so, well, it's a let's do another spell that would require that type of roll. Spell magic on the puddle.
Okay.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range, 120 feet.
So I think that you are able to suppress its sort of psychic confusion effect for 1 minute.
Right. So I can't.
But you discover when you cast your spell that the thing is not, there's no active magical thing making it be here right now. So you can't just disrupt it and have it disappear. It is present now in this plane, and so therefore is not just dismissible that way. But you can suppress its passive effect.
Okay, well, hey, that
That's useful.
yeah, and I'll say, looks like we're gonna have to kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Canthan, I think right up until Dianok did that, you were feeling that strange mental static, but it just it fades right as Dianok casts his spell.
And I'm going to get a like, all right, it's sushi time, and I'm going to run up with my halberd. I'm going to take a bonus action to activate fighting spirit, give myself some temporary hit points, and attack with advantage.
Okay.
26.
Will hit, and so it looks like 8 damage, but you do need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it works out that far, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I made a 20.
Oh, let's see. That's 8. So that is a success, so I believe you take half damage.
Nasty.
Yeah. Yes. So let's see, half. Woo! So it would have been 24, so you're going to take 12 necrotic damage
Okay, good thing.
as
I
this
activated
burst shoots out at you.
that. I'm going to hit him again. 26
Also hits.
for 10 damage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my action surge and attack him 2 more times.
All right.
26.
Mhm.
10 damage.
Oof.
17.
17 does hit.
14 damage.
Wow.
That is a lot of whacking.
Yeah. He is not down, but boy, he's feeling a lot worse than he did a minute ago.
And I used 15 feet of movement to get there. I'm going to back up because if anybody else comes in after him, I don't want to be too close to anybody else. So.
Right.
Dance.
Okay.
Another advantage of reach weapons is being able to withdraw a lot of the time without having to worry about as many
Okay.
attacks of opportunity.
Flounce, you are able to see, since you're holding this guy, that as Dianok cast his spell and that sort of mental static seemed to start to fade, he kind of at first goes rigid in your arms, like he's just like like he was almost like he was shocked with
Mhm.
electricity for a second, but then he kind of sags, and you can feel that he's still breathing, but he's now no longer like muttering and with his eyes rolled back. He seems to be just unconscious now.
Okay. Um. Here's the question: does he need to cure wounds? Is he stable, or can I tell?
I think you need to make a medicine check, and it will take an action.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you could assume, but if you want to be sure.
Okay. Yeah. I want to be sure.
Okay.
Um. And that's going to be an 11.
Okay. I think an 11 is enough to tell you that he is not actively dying, but he would need healing to get up.
Okay.
He is unconscious but stable.
Okay.
Are you gonna shout Bard?
He is also
Yeah.
still tied up.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I was trying to figure this out.
Mhm.
Yeah. The bonus action. Can I use? Can I untie him?
Uh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Then that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. I would say, how about this? You are able to loosen his bonds enough that he could probably wriggle out on his own if he needed to.
Okay. That'll work.
Yeah, with a bonus action, it's a
Yeah.
little, yeah. So he would still need to get out, but he would be able to with an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And
yeah.
one more thing.
Mhm.
My steel defender.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
I want to send it to help.
Need to make a
Can't
token
Dan?
for it.
Yeah.
All right. I will use this acolyte token in the meantime to be. Let me give you control over it.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, its speed is 40 feet. I'm going to tell it to protect Canthan.
okay. Okay. You should be able to move it now.
Okay. And so it's going to.
I'm glad you remembered because I kept forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Mhm.
I kept forgetting last time too, so I know that so it can get to probably about here from where it is. Let's see, 40 feet. Yeah, 40 feet. Although I don't necessarily want it to be that close, but anyway, yeah, no, I'm going to tell it to go help Canthan in the battle. And so it's going to fly over to here.
Okay. All right. That was France's turn. It is the Alkalith's turn, and so once again, it's going to attempt to shrug off the hold creature. It got a natural 1. Just to confirm, it was hold creature, right? It wasn't hold person.
Old monster.
Old
yeah.
monster.
Hold monster, right? Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it's not doing well. It's
Yeah.
still paralyzed.
Yes, I specifically chose that because I knew whole person would not work.
Mm-hmm. Axel, your turn.
Hey Lee,
Yeah?
can your little buddy be frightened?
I don't know.
Cool.
It should say condition immunities.
Let's see.
Stats.
Condition immunities: charmed, exhausted, and poisoned.
Well, sorry. You guys see Axel slam his hands together and make a symbol, and he says something, and his eyes flare green, and you see a rumbling, almost roiling of the ground next to the feet of Thursday as roots and vines sprout forth and create a hideous looking shadow creature made of roots and rotted vegetables as he summons a shadow spirit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
of frenzy.
Okay.
And I would like it. It is
We're trying out all the summonable things.
Yeah.
right.
We're trying all sorts of fun things. Yeah.
Let's see, I feel like I had a token for a shadow creature. Let's see if I can find it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
And
How about that?
right.
Is that where you wanted it?
Oh crap, I forgot about Canthan. So so actually no. All that cool stuff happened, but it just happened about 5 spaces over from the portal to the left.
Wait, so like here?
Uh,
No.
You can
Yeah.
move the little thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tell me where you want it.
Oh, sorry, I have a clicker. Here.
Okay.
Because that should be, if I measured this out correctly, should be more than, yes, he is, Canthan is 35 feet away, so he is, okay. Because Exel then tells it, as he summons it, destroy him, make him consumed with fear of us. And he says it's almost, his voice seems in almost a double entendre, as if he and the spirit are speaking as one.
Okay.
It goes on my initiative, but right after the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday is no longer afraid
Okay.
of me. But the shadow spirit lets loose a dreadful scream as I give it a command. Must make a, let's see, or am I supposed to? So another D16 wisdom save, or be frightened of the spirit. And that's anything within 30 feet of him.
All right, so it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, DC 16.
Yeah. He got a 19.
Right.
The Alkalith needs to do it too. And it gets an 8. It actually is not like it's like it's literally just rolling low. It's not actually got a
so.
Okay, so
Right.
let's see if I can do this for the Steel Defender. It's got an 8.
Oh.
So it's all it is. It's just afraid of Exel's little friend here.
All right.
Okay, does that mean it needs to run away from it?
It can't get closer.
It just
and
can't
its
get
attacks
closer.
Are,
And
its
it's
attacks are at
it's
disadvantage while it's in flight.
while it can see it. Yeah.
Okay, well that's I've got maybe I've got a solution for that.
All right. So is that the end of your turn?
I don't think it has a bonus action because I think that's a once a day action, but it can still move.
Okay.
So it will then move to here.
Okay.
Next to him.
All right.
And that'll be its turn.
Okay. So that makes Xenophon next.
Yeah, I got a number of options. The question is, what's the best option with dealing with this guy? Right. I'm gonna remain where I am. I'm gonna do what I do best, and I'm gonna vicious mockery our Warforged friend. Warforged summoner of things in the dark. I can make words to hurt you just on a lark. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Bars.
Wisdom saving throw. Got a natural 1 for a total of 5.
Okay. So he takes 4 psychic damage, and this is his next attack. Not that he's attacked anything except with spells, is that disadvantage.
Okay.
And
it is-
I'll give inspiration. I can't give inspiration to a creature, can I?
I don't.
I think that has to be a
so.
player character.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give inspiration to Flounce. Flounce, you're in a form so large, fortify yourself and back into the fray charge. So Flounce has inspiration.
Okay.
All right.
That is
the,
my turn.
All
the
right.
bard the bard is Dylon. He spits hot fire.
All right. It is Thursday's turn, and he begins. He looks around at everyone, and he begins casting a spell.
It's gonna go ahead and counterspell it because why not?
Okay.
Fourth
Do
level.
go ahead and make the check.
Counterspell is our friend.
And that's only an 11.
Okay. As you all watch, Thursday completes casting his spell, and almost as though he were suddenly a two-dimensional cutout of himself that then rotates 30 or 90 degrees and just until there's nothing, and then he's gone.
I think he plane shifted. Damn it. Is his little portal still there?
It is.
Well, then we have to deal with that. Anyway.
Okay, but Dionox, now your turn.
Well then, guess we'll be dealing with this. I'm going to let's see. I'm gonna mind whip it.
Okay.
Intelligence save.
When a monster comes along, you must whip it. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong thing. It gets a 3.
Yay! That is 16 damage. And
Psychic damage, I assume.
yes, psychic.
Mhm.
And it can if it the other effects assumes it's not paralyzed.
Okay.
So, only one move action or bonus action, only
Right.
one of the 3.
And that would be for one round, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, which is moot because it's paralyzed this turn anyway. Okay. All right, Canthan.
All right. So I'm going to move up to the critter and start whacking it.
Attack with advantage because it is paralyzed.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to move up close.
You are hacking at a circular shrubbery.
It's a
Critical hit.
There's
Yes.
Yay!
Hold on. Forget that second roll. 15.
How glad are you that your
Let's say-
weapon is magical now?
Yep, you got it. This is what this is for.
Mhm.
Anyways, 23 points of damage on the first hit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Seems
And
9
because
on the
it's
second.
paralyzed,
Mhm.
even non-crits count as criticals when
correct.
within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So another 7 for that, so it's a total of 16. And then I'll strike with the butt. That's
That'll hit.
for 7 plus another 1d4. Another point, so that's 8.
Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty robust demonic portal shrubbery. But it is certainly you've hacked it up a bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, yeah, this is definitely Julienne time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The unconscious dude has his condition has not changed. Flounce, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to boogie up to here,
Mm-hmm.
take out my glaive, and poke it.
All right. Attack with advantage.
Natural 20. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chop it.
Which is, let's see, first 8 points of damage, and now I need to roll another d10, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 9, which is 17.
Yep.
Second attack. Well, let's.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, I forgot to hit the
That's
thing,
all right.
but it was.
but a dirty 20 certainly does still hit.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I just realized your glaive is not magical, so it should be taken.
it is. It's a +1. It
Is
should
it?
be a +1. Yeah, because I have an infusion on it.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Sorry. Yep, you're good. So that's remember to roll that as a crit as well because it's paralyzed.
Okay, and so that was 9 plus
All right.
7.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another 16.
Yep. Guys have
27.
chopped it up quite a bit. It's got a little ways to go, but it's certainly in rough shape, especially given.
Okay.
What? Yes.
Yep. Nope. Still defender
Okay.
has attacks.
All right. So
Yep.
it's going to do normal roll attacks because it would be advantage and it's disadvantage because of the fear.
Right. Force empowered rend.
Ooh.
So
Sounds
let's-
interesting.
Yeah. So he's come up here. Spell attack modifier to hit. My spell attack modifier is 2. So 20 plus 2
Okay.
would be the thing. So I'm just going to roll the d20 and then add a 2 to it.
Mhm.
So it'd be 14 to hit.
14 unfortunately misses. I think it it scrapes across it because it's paralyzed, but it's tough and you weren't able to really penetrate it.
Okay.
Okay.
And, yep, that's its turn.
All right. Well, it is going to try once again to shrug off this paralysis. That is like 8 rolls in a row under 10.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So, still no.
Not it. Hasn't beat 16 then.
Well, it hasn't beat 10 yet.
Oh, okay.
Not
Okay.
them complaining.
But
I just
but
don't
like
know
I
the
said, I
modifier.
mean, just statistically, it should have rolled higher than that by now. But it just has rolled low multiple times. All right. Okay. So it is still paralyzed. That means it is Exel's turn.
Eldritch Blast on the plant.
Mhm.
Or what we assume is a
Oh.
plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plant.
Roll with
yes.
advantage.
Like Audrey, too, is a plant.
Yes. Or triffids are plants.
Ooh, yeah, so that's a 12 for the first one.
Actually, advantage.
Well,
'cause all
but it looks like
Yeah.
that next roll was a natural one. So that one. That one. So what happens is it goes right into that center, and you see the Eldritch Blast just disappear into the abyss somewhere.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh,
And
hope
it,
you don't
it
hit
doesn't seem to
something.
bother the alkylith.
Okay, well,
And then
Okay.
just like a week later, we'll see Demogorgon just chilling, and all of a sudden Eldritch Blast. Like, what the hell?
Who's that a-hole?
Actually, a week later, it's lost some energy, so it's just. Huh? So we call my name.
Mhm.
yeah, and I've got one more, but how do you guys give yourselves advantage to do that on your rolls?
Are you
If
doing it
you
with the D&D
should-
Beyond?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
right
you
click
hit
on it.
plus.
Yeah.
Or you hit the shift key before you click on what you're gonna
Okay.
what you're gonna roll.
Yeah, and control gives you disadvantage.
There
Yeah.
we go. Wow. They both rolled 8s.
Well, and ironically, the AC is 17. So
Oh,
Dang it.
This
Yeah.
is getting you back for all those failed saving throws.
yeah.
Indeed. But so that's Exel's turn. He's not going to move any closer to that thing.
Mhm.
But the Shadow Spirit will move here. Oh, well, sorry. That was a measuring tool. Here we go. Bink, bink. and he will attack with his chilling rend. It's a d20 plus 4.
It's a 9.
So yeah, that does not hit.
I think once again it's just clawing at it, but it's just this tough demonic tentacle rubber.
Advantage?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. It does. It is. There is advantage. Not bad.
Yeah. So so you should roll the other roll for that. Yeah, that 9 was the. So okay, so a dirty 20 does hit.
Yep. And that is d12 plus 3 plus my spell level. So that is 16 points of cold damage.
Cold. So cold, it only takes half damage,
Okay.
but it does take some of it.
Alrighty.
All right.
And that's its turn.
Okay.
Sacred flame.
Xehanok or
Yep.
Xenophon. rather.
Xenophon.
Xenophon.
Xehanok,
Yeah,
that's the
That's the ship name.
relationship name. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think a sacred flame is exactly what this thing needs. Some nice radiant damage. Just to
It
help.
being paralyzed, it automatically fails dexterity saving throws.
Yes, good call.
Mhm.
So 9 points of radiant damage.
It takes it. It's
It
looking
takes
pretty
it.
rough.
Yep.
Well, I don't know, rough compared to where it started.
Yep. I don't think anybody else needs. Might as well. What the heck? I will give inspiration to Exel. Exel, you got us into this mess. Finish this off, and put it to rest. So Exel gets
All right.
inspiration.
Okay. Now it's Dianok.
See. Can I? I'll psychic glance.
Okay.
Psychic glance it. So
Another intelligence
save.
save.
Yes.
Bad at those. 3. Wow,
Okay.
it is just getting crazy low rolls for everything. Like it's not good at intelligence saves, but I mean, a 3 is not like that's a bad roll no matter what your modifier is.
Okay, so how about 29 damage?
29?
Yes.
That's a lot. It's
That's
not
a lot.
destroyed, but it's getting closer.
Die.
It kind of shrivels and the little vision of the abyss from within flickers. All right. Canthan?
Yeah. Time for some more. More halberd shenanigans.
Hey, Halbert shenanigans.
Wow, okay.
Chop, chop, chop.
That's yeah.
21 points on that one.
Yeah, you finally managed to just cut right through a portion of the circle, and all of a sudden that vision of the abyss from outside from within just disappears, revealing the now dead patch of grass beneath. But the rest of it just goes up like those fireworks snakes. Like it actually starts to like blacken and bubble and sort of like foam up almost. But it's, after it sort of settles into just a, like a ring of sulfur smelling ash, it is clear that it is dead.
Destroyed.
And you can't help but see that it has left behind like a little pile of ashes and dead. Like it's a significant pile of ashes. And it's clear that it has done some damage to the ground there.
I'm going to go over to our friend and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. His eyes blink open and he's just like, what happened? Who are you?
I am Xenophon of the Order of the Golden Prawn, and we are here to, among other things, rescue you from that Warforged and his Eldritch plot.
Oh God, where is he?
Yeah, unfortunately, he plane shifted away.
Well, plane shifted, teleported, something like that.
Looking back on it, would I be able to tell what spell was used?
You suspect it was plane shift.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was plane shift. And Dianok would like to actually gather some of the ashes.
So as you start to, like gather up some of the ashes, you discover that there is actually something buried in the pile.
Okay, I fish it out because
Yeah. And as you do, Axel, you discover that what Dianok has just pulled out of this little pile of ashes is, in fact, your thing, your item. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
It's the necklace, the scaled ornament.
Right, scaled ornament. Yeah, so that is what is in the ashes.
Well, let's.
what's this?
Yeah,
And
so I don't
Dianok
think
will hold it
Dianok
up.
even really ever saw it. So
Yeah,
Dianok will hold it up. Yeah, so everyone can see, including the guy.
yeah, that was what he wanted to use, and that's what he said he was going to use.
I wonder what this is.
so
Does the guy
yeah.
notice it?
Yeah, so the other guy over there, I think, is not necessarily looking over at that unless someone calls him to it, because he's,
Okay.
I think, looking at Xenophon and just saying, like, so you don't know where he went? He could be back?
Yeah, we don't know where he
Are
went.
you
And yes, he
are
could
you
be back.
shield bearers?
Yeah.
We are.
I should have come to you sooner. I just got in over my head with an individual who promised me exciting knowledge and secrets, but once I realized that he was just evil and had sinister plans, he wouldn't. I tried to break off contact and communication, but he wouldn't let me, and now I fear that worse may be still to come.
Um, unfortunately, much of your house was destroyed in what I believe was your kidnapping.
Ah, well, I can't say that I am pleased to hear that, but the fact that I am alive speaking to you and able to receive this news is much better than I had any right to expect even a few moments ago. So I thank you all for saving my life.
Yes, it is our duty, our best course of action as shield bearers to help you in this situation.
So I think while that's happening, Axel, do you make any move to try to?
Yeah, he'll dismiss his summon spawn, and
Okay.
he'll go over to Dianok and say, tell him that's the item that he wanted to, or he said he was going to give back once done. So, though its purpose that I'm unclear of, so I think we should ask the owner of the home.
So, yes. Okay. So Dianok will go and go over to the guy and then say, do you know why this was
Oh, oh
in the
God,
summoning
that
circle?
was something I obtained for that Warforged. I once I had it, and just the way he started acting, I didn't feel like I should give it to him, and so I tried. That's when I tried to break off contact. I mean, it cost me a fortune to obtain in the first place, but I can't stand to look at it now.
So if we were to keep hold of it,
Uh, I don't want anything to do with it. Do with it as you like.
so Dianok will hold it out for Exel to take because he obviously has use of it,
Yeah, he'll take it.
and so do you know what you were supposed to be used for here? It
Uh,
looks like you were part of a ritual.
I can't claim to know all the details. Thursday kept the worst of it from me. It was only when I began to intuit that he might have something to do with demons in the abyss that his demeanor towards me stopped being solicitous and became threatening. And so I don't know for sure, but I cannot imagine it was good. The nightmares I experienced, terrifying. I will gladly turn myself in for a full investigation if they find that I have done anything wrong. I don't think I did. I was only trying to obtain an artifact and tried to keep it from him once I suspected foul motives. But I don't want to hide anything at this point. I just want to be rid of this nonsense. I will confess to whatever I need to do in order to get protection.
Hmm. I think we should let the
Shield bearers know in the morning.
know and
Yes,
Yeah.
decide.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Palace of Exile may be your best bet for finding accommodation tonight.
Yes,
Um,
I think that sounds.
No, actually, I think perhaps the House of Convalescence, given his injuries.
Yeah, that too. That too, that's an option.
I once again I thank you all for saving me. I was done for without your aid.
Let's get you to the House of Convalescence now, shall we? Unless we have any further business here, I look at my companions.
No, just no more dealings with strange people like him.
I will certainly be much more inclined to believe that something is too good to be true. When something is too good to be true, I will suspect that is because it is not, in fact, true.
Yeah. If you wish to hear of thrilling tales, well, yeah, Xenophon here will happily provide them. And
I very much appreciate that, and I'm sure he's talented, but I've kind of had my fill.
I think he's a little over.
I would be absolutely content to spend some time being bored for a little while.
Indeed.
Yeah. So you are able to return him to the to get healed and the shield bearers and I think without even really needing to make any rolls, assuming that the plan is to basically tell everything short of any involvement with Thursday prior to hearing about the fire and all of that. Other than the previous instances that you had already reported. So
Yeah.
yeah,
and it just works out that nobody else ever saw you like that. So Thursday knows, and he's out there somewhere. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah,
And he is ruthless.
And talented.
yeah.
I think
But-
we should keep watches at the house when we're staying there.
yes.
But so Exel, I assume that at your earliest convenience, you go ahead and attempt to attune to your scaled ornament.
Yes.
You will find that, well, when you got it the first time, it was in the uncommon state, the slumbering state.
Mm-hmm.
You find that it is now stirring,
Ooh.
which increases its power. And then as you attune, you once again hear from your patron, "Well done, but the adversary remains. Finish him, and it will grow even stronger."
And he just goes, "Of course. Of course. The coward ran when he didn't have the advantage." And he is actually rather upset because I feel like that was, he in his head, he thinks that was almost the best opportunity because now we don't have that advantage of jumping on him and we kind of have to sleep.
Yeah. Well, and he could be anywhere now, so short of some ability to scry on him or something like that, you really have no idea.
Yeah.
But now the stirring scaled ornament is better than the slumbering one. So I think with that excitement past, I think another day or so goes by uneventfully until you are called with the, you've got a new assignment.
All right.
Huh.
Ooh.
Call to adventure.
Mm-hmm. Um, so the the uh, the mission that what you have uh, what you discover when you show up to be briefed is that the banyan tree incarnate that represents the land of Dayaolungon has requested of the shield bearers that there is a rumor of a monster rampaging across the Dayaolungon archipelago, and that it believes that that monster needs your help.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Usual.
And so your shield bearer friends are saying the Dawn Incarnate has not chosen at this time to elaborate. But I thought it best to communicate both aspects of that. That your mission is not necessarily to destroy this monster, whatever it may be. But I obviously all of you have done well and shown good judgment in the past. So I trust that you will assess the situation with wisdom and make the right decision.
Yes.
We shall.
I have to confess, I have not spent much time in Dayolungon myself, but I look for. You should look forward to seeing the sky bridges there. They're quite remarkable.
I look forward to that.
Yes. I happen to actually have a perfect spell to stop a rampaging monster without harming it. Hopefully.
Oh, well, I wish you luck. Okay, so do any of you want to try to like make history checks to just see what maybe you
Yes.
know about Dayolungun?
Of course I do.
Very much so. And I don't think I know anything with an 11.
Hmm. I mean, I
I,
think
Wow.
you know probably just that it is like an island chain nation, and that one of its biggest sort of claims to fame is the sky bridges mentioned, which are these essentially ancient magical bridges that are miles long up in the sky, apparently unsupported, but have lasted for centuries, that go between the islands.
Ooh.
So with a 21, Xenophon knows a bit more. You know that there are one of the, these sky bridges were built and magically enchanted by these ancient dragons named Bakunawas, and those were rather than the more reptilian dragons that have are more common in other lands. These are very like serpentine type dragons,
Okay.
and there were ancient ones that looked over that whole land, but then as the biggest, most ancient ones were dying, they actually gave their bones to be the magic to make those bridges work, because it allowed this island chain to be one nation, because the seas there are actually pretty difficult to navigate, and so the bridges allow these different islands to be one nation instead of just a bunch of small islands. But the largest of those Bakunawa have are long since gone, and the bridges like are they're still up there, but there's been like conflict on them, and there's people worry that like how much longer can they last, because it doesn't seem like it could be forever, but it's not clear how long it would be. And there are Bakunawa still around, but they're much smaller than the great ones used to be, and they're still pretty rare to see.
Okay. I will tell my companions what I know.
I wonder if what the creature is related to a Bakunawa somehow, or is a Bakunawa?
Hmm.
Good questions. You will find out for sure.
All right. So, as you go, and the serpentine is the gemstone type of the Concord gem that you take to go to Dayolangon, and there's not a larger area map for the whole region, but you are arriving near the city of Kalapung on the largest of the islands. And so the trip to Kalapung has been uneventful, with travelers and trade wagons regularly passing. Soon, the pale vine-covered wall surrounding the town appears in the distance. Suddenly, from the clear sky crackles a bolt of lightning, followed by a thunderous screech. Above the town circles a mighty draconic form, an iridescent creature wreathed in lightning and with multiple sets of wings. As smoke begins to rise from Kalapung, the creature dives towards the town. And I'm going to give you the handout now for the Bakunawa.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
That is like a dragon and an eel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, maybe a platypus got together and had some
Snapping
fun.
turtle.
Ah,
Yeah,
It
it's
does.
just the hands are reminiscent of, almost reminiscent of Avatar: The Last Airbender badger moles.
Yeah. So I think that you are unfortunately still like a mile away from town.
Mhm.
So even with any assumption that you might hurry towards the town, long before you can actually arrive there, you see that it has strafed the city a little bit, briefly vanishes below, among the buildings, and then it soars away far to the northwest, before you can arrive at the city.
so I presume that was the creature we're supposed to help.
To be sure, as Xenophon could tell you,
Yep.
the Bakunawa are supposed to be like friendly, helpful dragons. They're not.
Yeah,
they-
this is not
this is
strafing dragons.
extremely out of character for them.
Yeah.
Well, let's go meet some authorities and get some more information, especially if they know where this thing is lairing.
Yeah.
They're lairing. Don't know.
Sure.
They're-
So as you make your way into the city, and try to find the area where it was attacking, you find the like the location, and so I have another handout for you called "Destruction in Kalapung."
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
things do not look good.
And so, as you're entering the city, the streets of Kalapung are filled with rushing people, some trying to douse smoldering rooftops, others tending to the wounded or to crying youngsters. Nearby, a row of homes lies in rubble. Iridescent blue scales are scattered amid the debris. A woman wearing a teal dress embroidered with golden constellations surveys the destruction. She waves in your direction, then approaches. You arrived at a difficult time. I'd hoped to prevent exactly this, she says, gesturing at the fallen building. I am Nimwell. Thank you for answering my call. And so she just seems to assume that you know what she means.
Yes.
The woman pauses, looking around at the chaos before addressing you again. Follow me. I know a place where we won't have to worry about others overhearing, and there's someone I want you to meet.
Let's go.
Okay.
But Canthan, I think as you're starting to follow, you notice something moving amid the debris of the building you're near.
Wait. Something's moving in there. I'm going to go over to the building.
Yeah, and as you're starting to check, you believe that there is someone under the rubble.
I'm going to start trying to dig him out.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
Flounce will help.
Okay, go ahead and Canthan make an athletics with advantage with Flounce's help.
19.
Okay, yeah, you find that one of the home's residents thought missing still was buried under there, and they are unconscious.
Oh, this is where cure
excuse
wounds
me.
helps.
I'm sorry, that was on a failed check. They're not unconscious. You find the resident coughing, but largely unharmed, and so
Okay.
they were trapped. And you, thank you so much. I was so scared. And
happy
as
to help.
you see them run off to join their family, you glance over, and this woman Nimwell is looking at you with a raised eyebrow, but just like,
Yeah.
All right.
We help.
Let's go talk.
So she's guiding you to the courtyard, and she says, "Before we arrive, are any of you familiar with the? We have them here. They're called Ninunos. They're ancestors that return to us sometimes as sort of nature spirits, somewhat like dryads."
I don't believe I've ever heard of those. Almost reminds me of another world where the dead will return as, well, walking skeletons.
Mm.
Friendly,
Yes.
like they were in life, but
Here, when they return, they are changed, but they still maintain love and loyalty to their family and their people. I mention all of this because I'm about to introduce you to Lungtian, who is a Ninuno who I am acquainted with and who wishes to speak to the shield bearers on this matter.
We would be honored to meet with them. And hopefully this will help illuminate the matter.
So, as Nimuel guides you, let's see. I think do we have it's her from that same this initial handout, right?
Okay.
But then she, as you reach this, yeah, hang on. I have a handout for Lungtian as well. I think yes. Yes. So you should now be able to
Lungtian.
see this handout. Lungtian.
I do. It does look kind of like a dryad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as always, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the people listening to the audio miss out on the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be on a map
No,
of? Okay.
there's not a general area map for this adventure.
Okay.
I should note that as they were, looking at the class building, Enoch was interested in grabbing one of those scales, but wasn't sure if it would be allowed, so did not.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I don't think you could have got one. There wasn't really anyone who was going to stop you, but if you refrained, that's fine too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I think that uh, if anyone would like to make a religion check, you may.
Religion's not my strong suit, but maybe I picked up some things.
How about a
21.
27?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
19.
So I think those of you who got above a 14 would recognize the phenomena of the Nunonos, which are generally considered like their function is very much as Nimwal was saying, but they also just that they, spiritually speaking, serve as an intermediary between the living and the gods.
Mm.
Whereas I'm forgetting the term, but the skeletons in the other land where it seemed to, like, they showed back up without really like any sort of specific memory or mission or anything. Whereas the
Or
Nunonos
role,
are
yeah.
like they have a spiritual function.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But yes, um, as this creature, this woman of leaves and branches emerges, her voice sounds almost like it's composed from rustling leaves, and she just greets you briefly, and Nimwell goes up and just sort of speaks and says, "I brought them straight to you, but they actually stopped to save someone trapped in the rubble." And Lungtian just nods as though, yeah, they knew these were the right people. And then she just glances around to all of you. The Bakunawa that attacked Kalapung is named. Sorry, I need that pronunciation guide again because a lot
Yeah.
of these words are
Oh, yeah.
not as familiar to me. Um, Pangil Nangbon. That is the Bakunawa that attacked us is Pangil Nangbon Won, and it is one of the oldest of its kind. It fought against foreign invaders long ago, and it has never been hostile towards the land's people until now. It was once my friend, but it disappeared more than 200 years ago.
And has now just returned.
This is not its first attack. But a few weeks ago, I began having visions of corruption centered on the island of Lambakula, once a holy place, but now a ruined land. Pangil Nungbuan appeared in these visions, and so I believe it lives, but corrupted by this strangeness. I ask you to seek out Pangil Nangwon and discover what has happened to it and bring it peace.
I would like to do an insight check to see if she's holding anything back.
Okay.
27.
27 is pretty good.
That's a critical success.
That's a natural 20.
They seem to not like there doesn't seem to be any deception in your mind. You get the feeling with "Bring It Peace" as they believe that may mean needing to kill him,
Okay.
and they have come to peace with that. But it is more. It's like right now, letting it continue in its corrupted form is like it might be that you need to essentially put him out of his misery.
Well, we will investigate and see what we can do. We were told that there was a monster that needed help, so that sounds like
That is
there's
correct.
a possibility
your help.
to purify it.
what we can
If
do.
that can be accomplished, of course, that would be the preferable option. I do not ask that you kill it. I ask that you bring it peace, however that might be accomplished.
Mhm.
Do
It would
you
be. I
Uh,
would be
did we get a
happy
long
to.
rest between this and the fight with the
Yeah,
demon
I
mage?
think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
um
be happy uh, to put as much effort as I can to uh, bring it peace and keep it alive.
Nimwal says, "We have gold that we can offer, 600 gold for each of you." And then Lungtian says, "If you are able to bring Pangil Nongbuon peace without ending his existence, I will also offer you a divine blessing."
We would be honored.
We would be very honored.
Absolutely.
But let me be clear. It is not a mercy to allow Pangil to continue as he is.
do you know of any descendants of those foreign invaders that might hold a grudge?
This is not knowledge within my awareness. The visions I have are not mortal, but rather some divine or arcane corruption.
Do you know of any form that the corruption takes that we may use to prepare ourselves?
Lambakula, the island, has been a dark place for some time. My visions there are cloudy.
Well, I think we need to see if we can find someone who's willing to take us to this island.
During
Or
the attack, I could feel Pangil Nungbuan. There was a shadow in its spirit. Something poisonous and pulsing a sickness I don't know. However, he does seem to be fighting with himself. We have seen many injured in his attacks, but none dead.
Hmm.
hey,
I want you to know and understand that he is at war with himself, because after today, I don't expect many here to have the ears to hear such things. And Nimwell just nods and says, "What most in the city will know is that he attacked and destroyed many homes. They will think he needs to be killed."
Yeah.
glad we have arrived when we have.
Let's see what we can do.
Mhm. Okay. Um, so, Nimwell says, "You can rest and supply here in Kalapong as long as you need. However, I would encourage you to depart for Lambaklua as soon as you are able."
How long of a journey is that?
I think it is a couple of days along the sky bridge, unless you are able of your own means to find a faster way.
As I recall, the bridges are the best way to get across from island to island due to the treachery of the seas.
Yes.
Well, I, for one, am interested in seeing one of these bridges, so
Yes.
so I think we should be off that way.
You will wish to take the Flame's Everlasting Sky Bridge.
Okay.
Okay.
And
You're
so it is basically a couple of hours from the city to get to uh, where the bridge begins. Now, like notably, like this is island chains, but we're not talking
Yeah.
about like an island you walk across in 10 minutes. This is,
Yeah.
these are big islands.
Yeah.
Substantial. Yeah, that's like these are substantial islands.
Oh
not,
yes, and the city is not on the coast, so it's actually a couple of hours to get to the foot of the Flames Everlasting Sky Bridge, and it's travel is quick along the main roads, but certainly as you pass, there's lots of gossip about the monster that attacked the city. But as you are getting closer and closer to it, you see a magnificent bridge arcs into the air, stretching high above the trees and over the sea beyond. The span soars without supports, its path bending in serpentine curves that stretch into the distance. The bridge is over 100 feet wide, and statues of stern, draconic creatures adorn it. And I have art for you, of course.
Before we leave the city, I would like to have picked up some
This is
some food because
the Flames handout you should have now.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Big tree.
That's
Big.
Mhm.
That's a gig sized tree.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And absolutely, I was getting Dragon Ball Z vibes.
So you wanted to see about maybe getting supplies.
We're gonna need to get some supplies if it takes 2 days to cross the bridge.
Mhm.
I have a feeling that there's not a whole lot of inns along the way, but
Hmm.
but if there are,
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But
Well, to be sure, there are a lot of shops that are closed because there's been chaos with a monster attacking the city. But you can certainly find shops selling any of the basic items that you might need.
Yeah, let's get some rations. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we'll assume you did that before you left
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I still have my potion of healing. Yes, I do.
so assuming that you have gone ahead and done that, and now you're heading towards the sky bridge. As you actually get close to the foot of the sky bridge itself, you approach and find there's a group of 5 locals with horses that are resting and sharing a meal at the roadside. They are all 5 of them well armed, and they look like hunters or maybe adventurers. And so you see them at the foot of the bridge as you're coming close.
Perhaps we should.
greetings. Have you come here from the sky bridge, or are you waiting to leave on it?
So the group's leader waves you over, and I have a handout for you of Paulo Maicapal. It's this guy.
No.
Oh,
And he says, "Hail, travelers! I am Paulo Maicapal, and judging by your road, I guess that you've come from Kalapung. Tell me, were you there during the attack? Are the rumors true? If
We
Panyul
arrived-
Nongborn has returned, I swear by all my ancestors that the monster will die by my hand."
Well, that's ambitious. That's
Do you
quite a
seek
monster.
to slay the dragon too? It'll be a race, I suppose.
We certainly want to learn more about it. We are here to see what we can do about the depredations.
I suppose. What can you tell us about? Did you see the attack?
From a distance.
From a
yes.
distance, we arrived at the city after it had departed.
How did it behave? Was it vicious? Did it seem calculated?
Seemed kind of confused, actually.
Yes, it seemed like it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was aiming to actually destroy people, and not just objects, it would have been a lot more focused and a lot more effective at it. I don't believe I heard of any lives lost.
So that's a blessing, I suppose. Did it seem to be in good health?
We were too far away to see.
Yeah.
Um, anyone who'd like to make an insight check can.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I'm not good. Actually, good at
I'm
insight.
good
I'll let the
at
others
them.
do it.
So, but I only rolled a 10.
11.
Oh my god, 14.
Okay. Well, with a 14, I think Flans, you're the first to. Well, I guess you did just roll a natural 20, didn't you, Canthan?
Huh?
Did you, or is that from
No,
before?
the 20 was-
that was for
that was
yeah
from previous,
right.
yeah.
So, Flans, I think you're the first to kind of pick up on this, but I think Exel does too. That Paolo's just trying to get intel from you guys
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, yes,
like,
obvious.
he's
Right.
trying to like anything that you know that he doesn't know. He's trying to just like, oh, did you see it? Did it look like it was hurt? Is what? And it's so basically he's just trying to like pump you guys for
Yeah.
info.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What did you see? Where were you during the attack?
Well,
Or-
we were closer off this way, but it was seen flying away to the southwest, which is why we believe that this sky bridge will take us to it. I tell you, this attack, destructive as it is, it's fate. You see, the Maikapal clans has a blood feud with the Bakunawa, and so this is not just a trophy. This is a point of pride.
Blood feud.
A
Oh,
blood
yes.
feud.
During this region's last revolution against foreign aggression 200 years ago, Panyul Nongwon, as the oldest of the Bakunawa still around in these parts, had pledged to protect us and abandoned the defense of the city of Laguna. This resulted in the death of Urian, the founder of our clan and of the city. And as a result, we have a blood feud.
Hmm.
And me and my cousins here. This is let's see. He's got there's Dolores and Requa, Senedicto, and Yomas. We all grew up hearing stories of Panyul Nangbuan's betrayal. And so, when I heard that a Bakunawa had been attacking the city, I thought, yes, it is. The betrayal has finally turned him completely, and now it is time that he be destroyed, and it will be us that do it. Now,
I see the passion of your cause.
now, if you all are interested in joining forces, it does not have to be a competition. To be certain, if you were to aid us in this endeavor, we would see that you share in the profits from the trophies.
And what would you do if you were to encounter this Bakunawa?
Well, we're skilled hunters and adventurers. We can handle ourselves. I mean, I am sure he will be a challenging fight for certain, but we are no weaklings ourselves.
And your weapons are magical?
Look, do you want to help us or not?
I don't
think-
think.
yeah.
Let's. I think we would be better as at very least traveling companions than rivals. So.
All right.
Yeah. Let's join forces and see what happens.
Fair enough. All right. So I think then we have been resting here for some time, and we're getting ready to move on shortly. Do you are you ready for such a task, or do you need some time first?
I'm ready.
We're ready to go.
Yep.
Okay.
We were set to cross the bridge when we encountered you.
Mhm. All right. So it is a 36-hour trip across the sky bridge. The incredible bridge soaring 600 feet or more over forests, steep hills, and the sea. And it is well lit, even at night, with gentle magical light. And then you pass several places that were once obviously intended to be way stations, but are just abandoned now.
I guess that's where we're camping.
Hmm,
When you say 36 hours, you mean 36 hours of travel, as in?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long
so,
walk.
So,
Yeah, these are miles and miles and miles of bridge here.
right. So 4 and a half days of travel.
Mhm.
Okay. Glad I stocked up on food.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless you've got something that happens before then, at our first camp, if I at our first night there,
Hmm.
I'm going to pull out one of my bottles of Radiant Journey sauce
Yeah.
and prepare a meal for the entire encampment with using my brand new sauce.
Bless
Find
your
out
heart.
what find out what some uh, uh,
New
total
taste
strangers think.
buds.
New
Sure,
strangers
sure.
think of my
I think so. I'm just trying to think if it makes sense to do any kind of a roll for it. Or I mean, because the thing is, just like you've made the sauce, it's a success, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that necessarily everybody likes it, right? So,
right. Right.
were you looking for it to be some kind of a roll or have some sort of mechanical effect? Or
No, I was just this is just something he's
Sure.
doing, and you
Yeah.
know to
I
find
mean,
out how people
I
relate to it and
think
stuff like that.
they are fascinated and delighted because it's certainly they have their own sort of local taste, but they're interested in foods from other places and.
And I think mainly what I'm trying to do it actually is to use this experience
Mm-hmm.
and to kind of form something of a bond with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So kind of lay the groundwork for possibly turning them aside from their murderous intentions in the
Okay.
future.
Mm.
So
All right. Well, so go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage then. That for right
Okay.
now is just about being friendly.
right. That's a 19.
All right. Yeah. I think that they are certainly excited by a new sauce they've never heard of before, and that they're pleased that like there was a brief period there where it seemed like there's maybe going to be a little bit of tension, but now you're coming with them, and it's like, hey, okay, all right, good, yeah, we're traveling together. This is a good thing, isn't this? This is adventure. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Doing the thing.
Mm-hmm. So I think that I'm gonna go ahead and roll one. Someone roll a 1d4.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So I think that you see ahead of you. You know what? I'm gonna have us re-roll just because that one could be a longer thing that I don't want to get into so late into our session. So that one is potentially for later.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that as you are, you've set up your camp at this way station, but I think as you've settled in there kind of for the night, everyone's kind of exploring the area just a little bit, and I think as you walk ahead a little bit, just in the act of like stretching your legs after eating or whatever, you see that you find a dead wyvern lying on the sky bridge.
A wyvern.
Yeah.
A wyvern.
And as you get a little closer, it looks as though its body was scorched by lightning.
The Bakanawa was the lightning creature.
That's correct. It's
Yeah.
a lightning breath.
And are all Bakanawas lightning
Yes.
based? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So
Interesting.
I think upon discovering this, Paolo and his buddies are saying, "See, sign that it went this way. Our journey is fruitful already. And they go about taking the claws and fangs and stuff and from the wyvern.
Can is it possible to tell if the wyvern tried actually managed to try and defend itself or if it attacked?
Make a survival check.
Okay. I can certainly try 15.
Your best guess, the primary, like the biggest sort of lightning burn is right in the center of like its back. So you get the sense that whether it had initially seen the thing and tried to fly away or whether it was just caught completely unawares, you're not sure. But it does seem like it was attacked from above and behind.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
They do ask if you all want some of the loot from the wyvern.
Aye.
I
I'm gonna pass.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have
Enoch
any interest in.
is going
those
to
parts.
collect a small, maybe not like a claw or fang, but like one of the smaller bones from it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, that makes sense for Danak.
Yep. Yeah. More. Yeah. Yeah. Spell book is getting more and more colorful.
All right. So I think, we're probably we're at the right time in the evening to kind of fade out, camera pulling back to reveal just this long sky bridge stretching ever, miles and miles off into the distance. Where just on the horizon you can start to see this island that awaits and the enormous tree that stands upon it.
Dun dun dun.
Yay!
Excuse me. And so
Yeah.
that's where we will leave it for tonight. So thank you everyone for listening and or watching, and we will be back for more adventure on so many levels.
So many levels.
So many levels.
Yay, I wasn't banished.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeble minded.